Good morning. Welcome back. Good seeing everybody today. I hope everybody is staying safe. We had a pretty big snowfall here in Calgary over the last couple of days. So roads are clear today, so I'm sure everybody's back to somewhat normal again. It was actually quite beautiful. So welcome again. Today's topic is tough times don't last, tough people do. And on the surface, I want to talk about that. And as I thought about the topic more, it goes a lot more beyond that. So let's just start with that real quick. Tough times don't last, tough people do. I think we already know that. You know, if I look at mankind as a human race, we've gone through a lot already, and we're here and we're continually growing. And if we break down to our own personal lives, we've gone through stuff too, right? And at the end of the day, all those things are now a part of our past and we're still here. So, on some levels, we already know that. We already know that tough times don't last and tough people do. So, we already know that part. And I guess today I want to talk about not just lasting or surviving or getting by. I don't think you guys came here for that or just to know, hey, you're going to be all right. I think you came here to take it to the next level, though. It's tough times don't last. However, how am I going to be better on the other side of what's happening right now? Right? So I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about as things happen in our lives, how do we become better on the other side of it? Right? So not just lasting through the tough times, how do we strive and grow and become better through the times that we don't quite desire? So there's a few steps, and these are just kind of stuff that I go through. Uh, I have no real background in studying this. It's just kind of what worked for me, so I'm going to share that with you. So first thing is we have to fully experience it, whether it's some grieving time or anger or whatever it might be. We have to fully experience it. I've gone through a time where when I think about this statement, tough times don't laugh, tough people do, is that I got to tough through it. And there's a lot of times where things that I didn't properly dissect, I didn't properly grieve, I didn't properly experience. And if I don't experience it and get that out, my alternative would be suppressing it. And long term, it doesn't help. It's what causes health challenges, resentment. It's a lot of issues that come from that. So, step one, I would say fully experience it. Whatever the feeling might be, it's good for you. You know, it serves you. And even though we might not think that way, sadness, anger, these things, we might not think that it serves us, although it's just emotions. You know, you're feeling that way for a reason, and we have to fully feel it. We have to experience it. Now, you'll know too. You'll know when you've experienced it, or you'll know when it crosses over where it's pity party time, you know, and you're just inviting people in to listen to that story again and again, right? I've seen and know people who keep telling stories that happened years ago. Well, that's something completely different, right? So you even hear me talk about my story on where I came from. It's just a story to illustrate to you that anybody can do it and how far we've come. I don't have an emotional attachment to that anymore. You with me? So I've gone past that, even though it's still a part of my story. So you'll know when you fully experienced it, is done. You can now move on, or you're just hanging on to it for whatever reason, right? So there's that fine line there. So number one is just make sure you fully experience it and get that out of your system. Now, once that is done, we just got to see it that it is what it is, right? It's not worse than it actually is. It's not better than what it is. It is what it is. So as we feel through it, we kind of just accept it for what it is. Okay? Now that we're at this place, we can now choose to see things in a different way. And I said in a video before, it's happening for me, not to me. So if this happened, what can I learn from it? What is it teaching me? All right. So after I fully experienced it, see it for what it is, now I can move on and I can go, okay, what is it actually teaching me? What can I learn from this? And these are questions that serve us. These are questions of taking ownership. All right. We can just point fingers all day long, and although that might be true, it doesn't really serve us. We're not growing, we're not learning, we're not getting better. So regardless on what happens, we have to take ownership and go, okay, what is it teaching me? What can I learn from this? And take something from it, right? At least learn from it and grow from it, right? And there's a better one even, because what can I learn from it is already past tense. Is something that happened. Now we can even go a step before and go, how am I being in my life to attract situations like this, right? Because results don't lie. If it's happening around me, then something has to be happening inside of me, a way I'm operating, a way I'm being, for these situations to show up, really, in my mind, for me to learn. And until I learn that, it's going to always present itself to give me opportunities to learn and overcome and grow beyond it. So, to look even a step before, a better question is, after we looked at what is it teaching me, what can I learn from this? The step before would be, how am I being? How am I operating to attract these things, for these situations to show up, to provide opportunities for me to learn? Because I don't want to learn it again. I don't want to go through that again. And as we grow, we'll experience other things. We'll learn other things. Hopefully, it's not the same lesson over and over again, right? So when we look at, thanks for the comments, Dylan, big dog, man, good having you, brother. Um, Man, when we're talking about this topic, tough times don't last, tough people do. That's just what it is. It's not just you about lasting. We already know that's going to happen. That's a given. We're all here today. We've all gone through things. The better question is just fully experience it, accept it for what it is, learn from it. What is it teaching me? And then start operating in a different way for these things not to happen anymore. Is how am I being so these things don't show up in my life anymore, right? And that's kind of how we grow and evolve. So instead of tough times don't last, tough people do, I just don't want you to last. I want you to strive. I want you to live a phenomenal life. And these are things that I go through to help myself go through the tough times, right? And it's just a part of life. It's ebbs and flows. It will be there, as good times are, as tough times are. It's the stories we attach to them, and as I understand these steps that I kind of explained through to you, these tough times are quite beautiful. To be honest, it's a humbling experience. It's a humbling times. It's a time to grow. It's time to reflect. It's a time to repackage yourself and learn how to operate in a different way. So it's actually quite a beautiful time. So whatever you're going through right now, just know it's a beautiful time, and it's there to serve you, and it's there for you. So I hope that helps. Experience it. Ask yourself better questions on what you can learn from it, and then moving forward, how can I be for these things to not be there anymore, and then I can go conquer bigger things. So that's kind of my message for you today. I hope that serves you. I hope that helps throughout this holiday season and the bit of craziness that's going on right now. I hope you see it in a different light, and for it to serve you, and for you to be better on the other end of all of this. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for being here. And every Wednesday, every Friday, we'll be here, 9 a.m. Doesn't matter what time of year it is, we'll be here. If you got value from it, leave a like, leave a comment, share it with a friend, and you just never know who needs the message today, okay? Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day. We'll see you guys soon.